Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's U.S. End-of-Week Deep Dive, covering market moves in indexes, sectors, stocks, and global markets for the week ending Friday, May 9th, 2025. Kicking things off, I'm Max Profit. Key indexes closed mostly lower this week. The S&P 500 index ended at 5,659.91, down 26.75 points. The Dow 30 index settled at 41,249.38, falling 68.6 points. The Nasdaq composite finished at 17,928.92, decreasing 48.81 points. Market breadth shows strength in advancing stocks for the week. The S&P 500 saw 371 advances versus 126 declines. The Nasdaq composite recorded 2,108 advances against 949 declines, while the Russell 2000 had 1,330 advances versus 564 declines. Month-to-date returns show positive momentum. The Nasdaq composite leads with a 2.77% gain, followed by the S&P 400 midcap at 3.32%. The Russell 2000 has advanced 3%, while the S&P 500 and Dow are up 1.63% and 1.43% respectively. Looking at 10-year performance, the Nasdaq composite leads with a 13.6% annual rate of return. The S&P 500 follows at 10.3%, while the Dow has returned 8.5% annually. Mid and small cap indexes have shown more modest gains around 5–6% annually.
Checking out best and worst performing equities, I'm Penny Stock. Asset entities led gainers, soaring 1,199% to 8.12, hitting new yearly highs. Regencell Bioscience surged nearly 498% to 366.1, reaching all-time highs. ZK International Group and Abbott's both posted strong gains above 200%. The week's returns were exceptional, with asset entities averaging daily gains of 117%. Regencell Bioscience showed remarkable strength with a 45% average daily return. Year-to-date, Regencell leads with a 73% total return. Looking at longer-term performance, asset entities posted a 327% one-year return. Regencell Bioscience showed impressive gains across multiple timeframes, with a 65% one-year return and 152% three-year annual rate of return. Among large caps, Insulet led with a 20.8% gain to 310.67, reaching new yearly highs. Charles River Laboratories rose 17.1%. Rockwell Automation advanced 16.2% amid strong upward volatility, marking its fifth consecutive weekly gain. Weekly performance showed Insulet averaging 4.2% daily gains. Charles River Laboratories and Rockwell Automation both averaged over 3% daily returns. Year-to-date, Insulet leads with a 19% total return. Long-term returns show Insulet with impressive growth, up 75% over 1 year and 1,044% over 10 years. Rockwell Automation maintained steady performance with 145% 10-year total returns. Among decliners, Digital Ally plunged 93.6% to 0.4, hitting all-time lows. NuCana fell 90.8% to 0.4, while Pharma dropped 77.1% to 0.15, both reaching new record lows. Weekly performance reflects severe declines, with Digital Ally averaging daily losses of 24%. Pharma fell 19% daily. Year-to-date, losses are substantial, with Digital Ally down 99.6% and NuCana down 96.5%. Among the worst performers, Digital Ally plunged 93.6% to 0.4, hitting an all-time low. NuCana dropped 90.8% to 0.4, while Vor Biopharma fell 77.1% to 0.15. Charles & Colvard and Accelerate Diagnostics declined 73.8% and 72%, respectively. Among large caps, Vertex Pharmaceuticals dropped 15.1% to 424.99. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals fell 12.8% to 527.78, hitting a one-year low. Moderna declined 12.1% to 24.25, while Match and Eli Lilly were down 11.4% and 10.8%, respectively. Looking at short-term performance, Vertex Pharmaceuticals shows the steepest weekly decline at 15.2%. Regeneron is down 11.9% month-to-date, while Moderna has fallen 41.7% year-to-date. All 5 stocks are showing strong negative trends with increased downward volatility. In longer-term returns, Moderna shows the most significant decline with an 82% drop over 3 years. Match has fallen 61.6% in the same period. Despite recent weakness, Eli Lilly maintains a 154% 3-year gain, while Vertex is up 81% over 3 years.
And now on to U.S. sector performance. Industrials continues its strong upward trend, closing up for the 3rd consecutive week at 1,151.49. Utilities showed remarkable consistency, marking its 5th straight weekly gain and maintaining a very strong positive trend despite recent flat trading. Market breadth analysis reveals strong participation in industrials with 455 advances versus 151 declines. Technology showed similar strength with 511 advancing stocks against 163 declining. Utilities demonstrated solid breadth with 68 advances versus just 16 declines. Month-to-date returns show industrials leading with a 3.6% gain, followed by technology at 3.7%. Consumer cyclicals are underperforming year-to-date with a decline of 11.7%. Long-term performance shows technology dominating with a 10-year annual rate of return of 19.4%. Industrials and consumer cyclicals both delivered solid 10-year annual returns around 9-10%. Energy lags significantly with a mere 0.5% annual return over the decade.
Leading industrial stocks showed strong upward momentum this week. Rockwell Automation surged 16.2% in its 5th consecutive winning week. Axon Enterprise displayed very strong upward volatility, gaining 8.9%. Verisk Analytics reached a new all-time high, climbing 5.3%. Weekly returns were notably strong for several industrials. Rockwell Automation led with a 16.2% weekly gain, an impressive 19% month-to-date return. Delta Airlines showed significant improvement with a 16.1% month-to-date gain, despite being down 20% year-to-date. Long-term performance shows varying success. Axon Enterprise has delivered exceptional returns, up 678% over 3 years, with a 35.8% 10-year ARR. Verisk Analytics maintained steady growth with a 15.4% 10-year ARR, while Delta Airlines struggled with just 0.46% 10-year ARR.
Among underperforming sectors, healthcare led the decline, dropping 4.2% with a very strong negative trend. Communication services fell 2.4%, while consumer defensive lost 1%, despite showing a very strong positive trend. Real estate and basic materials saw modest declines under 1%. Market breadth reveals interesting contrasts. Healthcare showed strong daily advances despite weekly weakness. Communication services had more than twice as many advances as declines. Real estate showed similar strength in daily numbers, though weekly declines dominated. Short-term returns highlight the challenges. Healthcare posted the largest weekly decline at minus 4.3% and month-to-date loss of minus 5.6%. Communication services fell 2.4% for the week, but maintains a positive month-to-date return. Other sectors showed more modest weekly declines. Long-term performance varies significantly. Communication services leads with an impressive 107% 10-year return. Healthcare shows 82% growth over the same period. Real estate lags with a 40% 10-year return, while showing recent strength with a 9.8% one-year gain.
Healthcare stocks experienced significant declines this week. Vertex Pharmaceuticals and Regeneron led the downturn, falling 15.1% and 12.8% respectively. Moderna and Eli Lilly also showed weakness, with strong negative trends emerging across the sector. Short-term returns highlight the sector's weakness. Vertex and Regeneron posted weekly losses exceeding 12%. Month-to-date, Eli Lilly has declined 18.3%, while Moderna shows the largest year-to-date drop at minus 41.7%. Long-term performance varies dramatically. Eli Lilly stands out with a 3-year return of 154% and 10-year return of 903%. In contrast, Moderna has declined 82% over 3 years, while Regeneron and Merck show negative 3-year returns.
Thanks for watching. I'm Max Profit, along with my AI co-host, Penny Stock. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated, and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency, and commodities. Thanks for watching.